back to Eva's Kitchen. As you know, I'm Eva and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be making something simple and easy. We're going to be making a beef vegetable stir fry. As you can see, I have about 2 pounds of beef. We're going to marinate the beef to make it nice and tender, restaurant style. I'm going to do my best to do that. We're going to put in a half a teaspoon of baking soda. This is to marinate. As you know, I always say sprinkle high. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And we're going to put in a teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to put in a teaspoon of soy sauce. A teaspoon or oyster sauce. And we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil. Don't put too much of sesame oil because it's very potent. A tablespoon of canola oil because the burnt content in canola oil don't burn as fast as if we were to use an olive oil. So we're going to toss well, get it all combined together. That looks good. It smells delicious already. I'm using a sirloin steak and I cut it in strips. So we're gonna set this aside for a minute. We're going to cut the bell pepper in half. We're only gonna use half of it. We're using a red, as you can see, green and yellow. And don't forget to take the membrane out. And this is what I'm doing now. And we're gonna cut them in quarters. Okay, we have our peppers all nicely cut. Now we're gonna do our onion. And we're gonna take our time and take them apart because that's important. We want them all to cook. And we're taking the rawness out of them. Now we have our onions nicely chopped. And you see how I chopped them? This is how we want to chop them, just like so. Now we're going to take them over. So I'm going to put in a little bit of canola oil. Just a little. And I'll make sure I get the pan well coated. And we're going to start with the onions first. So we're going to put the onions in. Now the sizzles are starting. We're going to put a couple of pinches of sugar, a little bit of salt, sprinkle high, and we're going to take the rawness out of these onions for about 30 to 35 seconds. Just enough to take the rawness out. And make sure, as you see here, take them and break them apart. We want to make sure they all separated. Okay, we're gonna take our onions out and put them in, set them aside. We don't need to put any more oil in the pan because we already have enough in there. So we're gonna cook the vegetables, the bell peppers. We're gonna do the same thing by adding a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. And these gonna cook a little bit longer than the onions. And while we're doing that, our meat is marinating. And you don't have to marinate your meat overnight. Just do it about 10 minutes or so while you're doing your veggies. And everything should be fine. We're just getting the rawness off of the veggies. And we're gonna keep moving them around in the skillet. You see how they're starting to glisten a little bit? That's what we want. Because at the final stage, after we do the meat, we're going to put them back in the sauce. We're going to be making a little sauce to go along with the stir fry. Now, if you want to use the whole bell peppers and a whole onion, you can do that. I'm just using half because my family is small and I don't need to cook the whole bell pepper and onion. I'm just using half. But if you need the whole one, go ahead and use the whole bell pepper and onion. Okay, the Bell peppers look good, so I'm gonna take them and put them aside. I'm coating the pan to make sure the pan has enough oil. We're gonna turn it up a little bit more because now we're getting ready to cook the meat. And now we're going to put in our meat. Make sure we have that sizzle. You hear that sizzle? That's what we want in Eva's kitchen. And we might have to put it in batches. We'll see, because we don't want to put in too much at once because it will stop the frying process and it'll be like eating smothered steak. We want it to sear a little bit. And you see how I cut it up? Now, I did have sirloin and a ribeye. Get ready to take it out and do our second batch. And then we're gonna bring it all together. But we don't wanna overcrowd the meat in the pan because you won't get that sear. Now, we don't need to put any more oil in the pan. We have enough. So I'm going to put in, turn that up just a little bit. Now, I have carrots for this dish. And what I did was I blanched them earlier so they'll be tender, so it wouldn't take so long to cook. So if you blanch them in some water, salty water, for about 5 minutes, it makes them a little tender. We don't want them mushy, we want them crunchy. So I'm gonna put in the carrots and let them heat through because I blanched them earlier. So now I'm gonna add in the vegetables. I'm gonna turn the heat off and let it stir around. I'm not gonna cover or anything. We're just gonna keep stirring and let the heat go through. You see that sauce has thickened? That's what we want. This looks delicious. Some spring onions, I'm gonna put just a little of those on the top. And I'm gonna use the greens as well, just to give it a little bit more taste and color. If you don't like white wine, don't put it in, but it does enhance the flavor. Now we're gonna get ready to plate it. Okay, we're adding a little bit of black pepper for a little heat. I didn't say that I was gonna add it, but I decided to add a little black pepper. I was a cross between black pepper and red pepper. Gonna plate this up. Doesn't that look delicious? We need the sauce as well. You can taste, I'm losing all my ingredients. You can taste the ginger, the garlic. Wonderful. This is what we have, beef stir-fried vegetable. And if you stuck around, my pairing was old-fashioned jasmine rice. So that's what we're gonna pair it with. So if you like what you see, tell a friend, come back and see me. And thanks for watching Eva's Kitchen. See you around.